All right, we've got 2 minutes until we begin. Time control is 3 minutes with a 2-second increment, which means that we have to convert it on the board. Because if there's any time left, they'll be able to convert the end games. Looks like quite a good turnout here. It's going to be 10 rounds. I'm probably going to be able to play, I want to say, the first 8 rounds. We'll see where we are at the tournament. I have to go to my local chess club. I'm a TD, and I don't know if we're having rated games tonight. So if I don't show up for that, people may be upset. So we'll see how many games we can get in. Yes, I already enabled sounds. There we go. All right, 1 minute. See where we are here. There are 34 players, and we are 18th. We could get paired up in the first round. Crazy as that sounds. I don't think I've ever been paired up in the first round of an Untitled Tuesday before. Much stronger than our usual field. Which is exciting. Should get some good games. Less than a minute until we begin. Yeah, right now I would get paired up with the top guy if nothing changes. Oh, 33 players, and yep, we got paired up. All right, let's try and give a good first game here. And we'll play a French in game number 1. Yeah, the 900 ended up getting a bye, unfortunately for him. All right, we get a win hour in the first game, so something exciting. Yeah, someone dropped out at the last second. Play knight e7, see if he plays queen g4. Then I'd play queen c7. Try and put some pressure on c3. If he takes on g7, it's the poison pawn variation. Where's our opponent from Iceland? Knight e2 is the main move, yep. Yeah, he plays f4. He's playing all the normal stuff here. And we'll see whether he takes. Okay, he chooses not to take. Interesting. Now, if I remember correctly, bishop e3 is considered to be, maybe a sideline's the word for it, but it's definitely not the main stuff. I think because I can try and get d4 in. My light square bishop might end up on c6 at some point, which is why d4 can be nice. This position, he can't really play g4, so my knight's pretty solid where it is. If it ever gets kicked from f5, I can bring it back to e7 and up to d5 in a lot of positions. Yeah, he's looking for g4, it looks like. So the question is, do I want my rook on the c file, the b file, the d file? I'm going to just line up with his queen. It's usually a good option. He plays g4, my knight goes back, and he takes on d4. I'd be happy to exchange and play bishop c6. Even have ideas of jumping my knight into e3 at some point. It's not unusual to give up another pawn here for a lot of play. Alright, so he's going to contest that diagonal right away. Alright, so where my knight's going to end up? My queen's not doing much on this current square. Is there any way to get at his king? I'd like to get at the c2 pawn, but not easy to do from this position. Still have 1 minute and 40 on the clock, so we're doing pretty well there. I'm going to bring this knight back. Still have ideas of putting the bishop on c6. I can even play knight g6 and go after the f4 pawn in some positions. And then jump to h4 or f4. He's going to try and deal with that right away. Alright, so is he going to take my knight on g6? No, he decides to guard the pawn instead. Makes sense. Thinking about bishop b5 at some point. Targeting the queen, taking the knight, and then taking on f4. Yeah, so let's attack the queen. The idea is I take the knight. Okay, so he doesn't want me taking the knight. If I take the knight here, I don't have enough pressure on f4. Alright, we'll bring him back. The knight is pinned at the moment. But my king may have to go for a run here. Crazy position, as it often is with the 1 hour. So we're going to pretend we queenside castled here and run to the queen side. That's an interesting move. Alright, so what if I just go after that a-pawn? Check. Guess we gotta trade queens here. Still just down the pawn. And all our pieces are well placed at the moment. He's have to be careful of that knight that's on e2. The knight's pinned. If the bishop moves, then I can take the knight. Maybe I'll play rook f8 and just take the bishop and then take the knight. That's an idea for sure. Okay, so he's trying to get out of the pin. Makes sense. So what if I play knight e3 here? No, let's get the king safe before I do anything else. Yes, there is an increment, thankfully. But you are correct that I do need to watch my clock. Because I don't have a huge amount of time. But it's not an easy position here. Not an easy position. Maybe rook e8 next. He's also under 40 seconds, so we're giving him a fight. Okay, he's under 30 seconds. See if he notices what's going on here. Uh-oh. Yeah, their tactics here. But maybe they're working okay for me. And then I take the knight. No, he plays there first. Oh, missed that. Darn. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to stop his attack here. 20 seconds should be enough time for him to get it done. Alright, good game by him. We put up a good fight, but couldn't quite get it done. Yeah, as soon as he had that attack on B7, I was in trouble. Alright, we lost 1 point, so nothing significant. Still plenty of rounds left. That round, so far, it's just been 10 minutes. And we've got 3 games left. Oh, and can't stop the pawn. It's not a draw, so. And with the increment, he's got plenty of time to finish this one off. Unless he just doesn't make a move for the next 15 seconds. He seems to be moving awfully slow. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's check another game. And, ooh, another good fight, but these top-rated players are converting their endgames. And these are going to be the last 2 games to finish. Maiden 1. Queen G5 next. The king's forced to go to H5. Hopefully Chess Puns doesn't sit there for the next 10 seconds, but maybe he will out of his frustration. And there we go. That's all the games. So round two will start any moment now. And we're off. Against Kinobean. Something of that sort. Is he from Australia? Yep. Okay, he's playing the Russian defense, the Petrov. We're going to just turn it into a 4-knight Scotch here. Nothing too crazy yet. Exchanging knights is a mistake, but a lot of people online play it, so, yep. Alright, where does our queen want to go? We're going to just go right back here to E3. Alright, we'll castle kingside. What do we want to do with our dark squared bishop? Not sure yet. I'm probably going to play F4 soon. Yep. Let's get E5 in. Open the position up. And the knight doesn't have any good place to go. So he's going to have to go back to H6. Ooh, or he tries to guard it like that. Interesting. Playing knight F2 doesn't work because my queen's also guarding it. He's just going to run that way. Okay, so if I attack the queen again, get him to back up. We have a lot of pieces pointed at his king side. Hey, Chess Chopin. Oh, yeah, if it was the first couple minutes, I usually have it on silent. Because it usually takes Twitch a few minutes to recognize that it's up and running. Alright, I don't think we have any creative checkmates or anything, but we can pin this knight, which is always something useful. And then we can bring one of our rooks to the D file. Yes, exactly. If he went to h6, I was just going to take it. So he found a creative solution. Okay, now the threat is bishop takes h7, winning the queen. Okay. He is determined here. So, if I play queen h4 and he plays g5, do I just line up with the knight? Yeah, let's go here first. Then I'm thinking queen h4, and if he plays g5, I might just take it or take the knight because his bishop's still guarding it also. Okay, now I can go here. If he plays g5, I take it twice, and the knight's pinned, and the queen can't go to g6 because of my bishop. I'm also threatening h7 in this position. What would I do? Well, I would probably tell them not to and then block them. Alright, so can I take there? No. We need to get a rook lift in, I think. Let's get this rook over to h3. Get a kingside attack going. So the queen keeps going backwards. Bishop g6 mate. Well, I can claim to give mediocre chess advice, but that's about it. Fortunately, you weren't paying me much for it. Oh yeah, I guess his pieces were blocking, so bishop g6 would be a nice mate. Maybe I'll try and play bishop c4 at some point. We're down to a minute. Our opponent is giving us a good fight here. My idea is to play bishop c4, and if knight takes, I take back and I'm on the bishop, perhaps. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. Because I've also got the idea of jumping my knight into d5. Okay, I was going to say that he can't do that because that's just a free queen. So, it went from a good game to a not so good game pretty rapidly there. And that's a nice little checkmate. Bishop f6 checkmate instead. Well, it sounds like you have to talk to her about it. But I can't say that I have much experience in that situation. Although there are other viewers in the chat that may be able to offer you better advice than me. And you can probably pay them the same rate and not go bankrupt. Alright, let's see whatever games we have going here. This is the top game. Ooh, a 1950 against a 2360 already. Well, yeah, Twitch is the best place to get advice, right? Okay, so Speedy Chess is sacking his queen. And he's going to get the knight. So he's going to have a rook and a bishop for it. And does he have any pawns? 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got a couple pawns for it. But with 23 seconds on it, I think that the rook and bishop, if they can coordinate here, are going to be pretty strong. So you pay them in rating. So how does white make progress here? He probably has to find a way to push that D pawn down the board. Let's leave the standings up. Got one player already at 2 out of 2. I don't think black really has winning chances here. It should be pretty easy for white to create some kind of fortress, as long as he doesn't blunder too many pawns. I guess they'd have to figure out what advice you want in order to get their payment. So with this increment, it's probably going to take a while for this game to become decisive. Ooh, that's nice, though. He's picking up the A-pawn. Oh, no, the bishop's under attack. Yeah, with the opponent having the queen, white's going to have trouble walking their king up the board to help the pawn. Ooh. He's on the bishop. He's got to be careful because the rook and king are on the same diagonal. That's a good move. Well, he has one weak pawn, the A pawn. Yeah, with the move H4, he doesn't really have any weak pawns on the king side because there's no way for black to ever get that F pawn as long as the king stays near it. So the question is, can he get a position where he's able to keep the A pawn safe with his bishop or rook? And there we go. Block with the bishop here. Now everything's guarded. I'd probably play something like king E2 here. Just keep that F pawn guarded. Yeah, I guess that works too. But I don't see exactly how white's going to push this D pawn without their king helping. And now white is also under 20 seconds. He might have earned his draw. No, he's under 10 seconds. Put that rook on A6, so it's guarded by the bishop. Yeah, I don't like putting on a square. Yep. Oh, he blundered it. It needed to go to A6, so it was defended. Comeback time for Speedy Chess. No, those pawns don't mean anything here. This is completely lost for white now. With the increment, wow, what a turnaround. A big upset for Speedy Chess. And there goes the bishop. Yeah, I was surprised how white got under time pressure quickly there. Okay, let's see what other games we still have going here. None. Okay, so round 3 is about to start. And here we go. Tactical chess player is our next opponent. Paired up again. Okay, now we're on the white side of a French. We'll play the win hour ourselves. Yes, Untitled Tuesday is by rounds. Just like Titled Tuesday is. Let's just take the file right away. Bishop G5 coming up. don't think he's going to exchange yet. But we want to play queen d2 so we can take back with the rook. Yeah, fortunately, since it's untitled, we don't have a lot of endgames that take 150 moves. So there's not a lot of waiting between rounds. So what do I want to do with this knight that's on c3? What square do I want to get him to? I think we're going to bring him up to the king side. Maybe play him up to f4 or to g3 after the bishop gets exchanged. Yeah, like this. The exchanges we'll take with the knight. Otherwise, we'll take the bishop and then play knight there. With the idea of our knight jumping into f5. Oh, my queen was hanging. Why didn't anyone tell me my queen was hanging? Let's go back and look at that. Well, in this position, right here, he should probably just take my queen anyway. Alright, now we gotta come back from losing this queen. We got a piece for it, so anything can happen. Yeah, it's your responsibility to tell me that the queen is hanging. It's not mine. I'm not the one playing this game. Alright, so right now my knight is pinned to the rook, so let's make sure it's at least guarded. Although I can't trade rooks anyway, or I'm going to end up losing. But there are enough pieces on the board here that it's worth playing on a little more. Let's get out of that pin so I can move my knight back. Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me about that game. Well, then anything is possible. I mean, we've got a 45-second time advantage. And he's giving us this pawn. Now we have... Well, actually, we'd lost the pawn before. So we don't have a piece and a pawn. We still just have the piece. Okay, he can't play rook e1, so that's nice. Continues to try and trade stuff off, though. Alright, we're not getting checkmated yet. Still not checkmated. Still surviving. He can still disconnect. Whoop. Alright, now we're getting checkmated. Alright, well played by him. Gives us time to look at the top game. So we probably have about 3 to 4 minutes until the next round. Let's see. Any people surprising? I guess Crackline, the 9th, he must have had an upset to be up there. Speedy Chess, we saw his upset already. Yeah, you could have played this tournament, as long as you're not titled. Well, there's no one with 2 points that's rated above us, actually. So, quite a strong tournament here. You said he could have played Queen D2? Queen takes D2. Let's take a look at that. When could he have played Queen takes D2? You mean he'd still be up the exchange? Oh, just the simple. Yeah, but that's not worth it. I mean, then he's only up the exchange, and it's a knight versus a rook and blitz. That would definitely give me better chances than keeping the queen. Because in this position, my rook and knight can't move anyway. So, no reason to simplify. But yes, he would still be up material if he did that. Well, 1900 on chess.com, that seems to make sense for your lead chess rating. Right? Is there about 200 points difference? Alright, so both these guys have 2 points right now. And none of the people with 2 points have finished their game yet. So, are we going to see another 2200 go down? They're both under 20 seconds. 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns for black. White is down 3 pawns here. But his king's pretty exposed. So white's looking for knight takes e6 was the threat. And if pawn takes or rook takes, there would have been a checkmate on the 7th rank. Okay, we're looking for knight takes e6 at some point. Ooh, did he manage to get the queens off the board, though? Okay, does he have... No, he has to trade here. And then he's going to try and double the rooks on the 7th rank. It's not going to work. He's down too many pawns. On the left, this is the number of points they have in the tournament, the 2. On the right, this is, again, the number of points they have. If you mean the number to the right of that, all the way on the side, that's the tie break. So that's the number of points that their opponents that they scored against have gotten. What? We missed that checkmate. Wow. That's a strong knight on e5. Look at that pinned bishop. Thought he was losing, but that black king was exposed for the whole time. Alright, the next one, another 2200. Can Speedy Chess pull another upset? He's losing here. He's down the piece. Black is queening. Yeah, there's nothing there. Alright, one last game. And a draw for Crack Lion the 9th. So that's definitely an upset for him. He's having a great tournament. And that's all the games. Here we go. Another player from Australia. And English opening. Yeah, I can see how that pattern of pieces would make him consider looking for a checkmate like that. He was definitely setting it up. I didn't even see black run their king up the board. Alright, we're going to keep things pretty simple here. Just get these bishops out. Got ideas of playing knight d4. He doesn't want me to do that. Alright, let's keep all the pieces on that we can. I'd be tempted to trade for the knight in a normal game, but Here, not so much. Okay, we'll trade here. And let's jump our knight in. C6 at some point to keep his knight out and blunt the diagonal. Okay, he says he wants to trade, but I'm going to try and keep it closed. He's trying to trap our bishop. If he takes on e5, we'll gladly take back with our d-pawn, undoubling it. If he pushes f5, our bishop's going to hide on h7 until later in the game, probably the end game. Yep, we'll go back. Yes, it's a lovely bishop. Well, all those pawns are on light squares, so someday it might come alive. Just wait, that bishop may take a lot of pawns in this game. Ooh, now I'm tempted to just sacrifice. Knight takes d4, followed by queen takes h4. It's tempting. Yeah, let's have some fun. Are you doubting my bishop? All I have to do is sacrifice enough pieces to take all these white pawns, and my bishop will become okay. I'm actually going to look to open the F file here. Okay, our queen is not getting trapped. We are not getting trapped. Well, we obviously don't want a perpetual, so... He took with the rook. I expected him to take with the bishop. Alright. Our king might need to run again at some point here. Uh-oh. Well, he can't get to the H-file yet. Yeah, that bishop's doing a lot right now. It's my favorite piece. It's my favorite piece. Alright, I'll give him a move to decide what he's going to do. I still have hope for that bishop. He's going to try to double on the file. Uh-oh. Looks like our bishop is not going to survive. He's sacrificing himself for the greater good. The problem is that there were all these people that didn't believe in that bishop. They told him he couldn't be anything. Well, I find it very annoying when my opponent's kings hide on h8 with my pawn on h7, so hopefully I can turn that around and do the same thing here. He's giving me a check. One check to rule them all. This king is surprisingly safe on f2. Bishop d5. I'm not sure where you mean. You mean instead of playing bishop d5? Yeah. I can get behind that. Alright, I guess we'll attack the queen. He can reduce everything by playing rook g8, rook takes, king takes. He gets left with a bishop at the end. But I've got a lot of pawns for it then. I end up with a couple pawns for it at least. Yes, instead of pawn takes h7. I agree. Every time I've got a nice attacking position and I play something like pawn takes h7, never seems to work out. Yeah, but there's no way out of this. See, can I avoid checkmate here? Maybe if I don't take the pawn. But after this, the threat is rook takes checkmate. And now, if I move my queen over, he's going to play queen takes h7 checkmate. Nice attack by him. Let's look at the bishop d5, like you said. Right in this position here. Yeah, instead of taking on h7, playing bishop d5. And what do I have to do here? Play like rook here? If I play king h8, he takes on h7 with the rook. I guess then he goes this way with check. That's probably a lot better. Yeah, so definitely bishop d5. That was a good spot. Good spot. Alright, what do we have in the standings going on? One guy at 4 out of 4. 2007 chess again. Playing Eric Aran. We haven't seen him play yet. We got same colored bishops, but equal pawns. Are there chances here for either side? There are no passed pawns, so I don't think they're very good winning chances for either side. Yeah, black can play like b4 here if they want. So how is white going to try and win this? They keep attacking that b pawn, but now white doesn't have any targets. Black wants to be careful whether or not to play g5 at some point. But then they each get a passed pawn, h pawn, g pawn. Uh-oh, he just dropped his pawn. Oh no. He just squandered the draw there. Alright, so now white's going to play bishop c4 and be winning. Now it's 2 pawns, same colored bishops. This is going to allow the pawn to be safe on h5 if he ever pushes it. And the king can walk all the way up on the dark squares. Oh no! No! He couldn't push the pawn there because it's the wrong colored bishop. He had to keep both pawns. If he was going to give up a pawn, it had to be the h pawn. Ooh. Blundered back the other way. And he can just pre-move this out. With the increment, he's never going to run out of time. Yeah, white's got to be frustrated right now. This is the last game, too, so hopefully they speed it up. Yeah, black's up to 40 seconds now. That's pretty funny. Should be getting close to 3-move repetition. Ooh, draw declined. See, now it feels like Title Tuesday. We get these very drawn end games that go on forever. I mean, it would be hard for him to lose. It would be hard for Black to lose this game, even if he wanted to in this position. And even with taking the bishop, there's still no way to force the king out of the corner. So we see good drawing technique. And there we go. Draw. Alright, on to round 5. Fortunately, that didn't take too long. And Card Rift is our next opponent. I'm not sure we have Card Drift. Not Card Rift, but Card Drift. I'm assuming that's how he wants it pronounced since his picture is of a car. I don't think I've played this opponent before. Okay, we've got a Sicilian. Immediate E5. Alright, let's play something aggressive. We'll just jump the queen right in. Alright, let's develop this knight. At some point he's supposed to play queen e7, I think, and I'm going to play the line where I go to c7 and keep the queens on. Another one of the main lines has come all the way back to d1. But I don't like coming back. Alright, I guess we'll just get developed here. Couldn't stop him from castling, unfortunately, which was our goal. Okay, is he going to take the bishop? See if I can use this c-file. His bishop is not very good at the moment. F4, open things up. It's a possibility. Bishop e3 right away. Yeah, I usually don't play knight b5. I'll play f3. I don't want to take on d5 and let him take with the knight. I end up with an isolated d-pawn. It's kind of symmetrical if I take that way, but I don't want my d-pawn to be a target. If you're black, you play knight b5, that's pretty impressive. Let's find a better square for this knight. Contest the d-file. Is that it's the Kalashnikov? Or something like that? Yeah, I usually play knight f3. Alright, let's attack that knight. See if he trades rooks here. And I'd like to get my rook in on d7. So I might take the knight and play rook d7. Yeah. Let's do that. I'm going to walk my king up on the dark squares. Got some nice activity. Okay, there's a little fork on the F pawn and the A pawn. Rook A6 would be a blunder because of B4 with the discovery. So let's just keep control over the file. What time is it in Eastern Europe? It's got to be pretty late. The middle of the night or something. Let's give myself a passed pawn. Let's see if I can use this d-pawn usefully. Queen or king f8, and I get to play rook b8 check, which is really useful. Which should be winning. Yeah, that's better. I check, he goes to e7. It's not great. To 1 a.m. Wow. Alright, let's see if I can play d7 next. He can't play king e7, so if he goes to e6, I can push d7. And my king is stopping his rook from getting back. And if he goes to e7 now, I'm just going to let him sit there, I think. Okay, what can I do with my king? What can I do with my king? Under a minute here. He's going to get his rook to the d file, but I couldn't really stop that. Not sure what to do with these pawns on the king's side. There should be something we can do with them, but since ours are connected and his are two islands, well, I guess we'll take like that. Try and get behind the h-pawn, maybe. Okay, now he's letting my king in. I was a little worried because he had my king cut off, but if he plays rook c4, I can't go to f5. Or I get checkmated. I'd have to go to d5, which is still a good square. Oh, 20 seconds left. I'm getting mated if I run to f5, and he had checked me. Not anymore, though. But I could have mated myself. Now he's under 20 seconds also. Now let's see if he's getting mated. Thread and mate. Threading the mate with the pawn. Check, and then queen. Just works. He could have run the other way and things get a little complicated, but... No, before I was getting mated. But before the king had moved. Yeah, at the point you asked, I wasn't, but... In this position, if he goes check and I run up, that would be mate. But once he ran this way, I'm not getting mated anymore. Yeah. That's right. Just assume they aren't going to see the maiden one. Always a safe strategy. All right, how many games do we have left? We've got 3 games still going here. This is a high-rated one. Almost a 2300 versus a 2100. And we've got a 3-on-2. So, theoretically, this should be a draw. But, obviously, black is going to try to win since they're up a pawn. But there's really no way for black to create a passed pawn and get their king in front of it. So, even if black had a passed pawn here, it would most likely be a draw. Because the king is just so poorly placed on f6. Alright, so not super exciting, even though it's our highest rated game. Let's take a look at Chess Guy. And Chess Guy just lost. He just got checkmated. So Crackline continues to have a good tournament. Okay, let's check out this game. Oh, and there's another checkmate. Which means we are left with this rook endgame. Yes, if they trade rooks, which white's never going to allow. Although, even then it could depend on where the kings are. But yeah. Because the rooks are on the board, it's very easy to draw for white. The black king just can't help do anything. I'm not sure where the white king's going. Maybe he's got ideas of trying to win this himself. And then play king e7 next, try to win the f-pawn. He is trying to lose, yes. So white is the one that declined the draw? Wow. Well, he's definitely not winning this. And white continues to play on. I guess there is no repetition. White is the higher rated opponent, but shouldn't matter. His opponent's 2100. If his opponent was rated 100, then yeah, play on for a win. But there we go. All right, that was the last game, so we're going on to round 6. UNC 07 is our next opponent. And we're off. Let's play another French. Yeah, but with... Did you flag him with increment? The only important part is if there's increment or not. If there's not increment, then I agree. Play on, even down a pawn. But with increment, there's just no chance of flagging them. Yeah, so that makes more sense. So we have one guy that's 5 out of 5, a full point ahead of the field. Although he is paired against the guy in second. Took on c5. That's pretty unusual. Alright, white has lots and lots of weak pawns here. So we're going to start taking stuff. Got the threat on c3. We will take this pawn. The c-pawns are going to be weak for the rest of the game, so I'm not worried about getting my pawn back. I'll put a rook on the c-file and pick him up during the game. So let's just get developed. Ooh. Decides to go queenside. Okay. Let's target that weak a-pawn. Well, that was probably a long endgame. 1 minute is still plenty of time to make some moves. Okay, so he's going to sacrifice it like that. I don't think I'm blundering anything here. Just to make sure I don't move my knight from e7. Since if I move my knight from e7, I drop the rook that's on g8. No, I don't want him running out. Don't want him running out anywhere. So let's just keep him on the run. So how do we continue this attack? Let's go ahead and get this rook active. And we're on c3 again. Yes, king moves either for the win or the loss. Okay, we can take on c3. My knight's guarding my knight. So if he takes on e7, I'm just going to take back. And I'm still guarding my rook. Although at some point I should just deal with the tension over on the queen side. It's unusual for white to leave it for so long. Rook f8 would be the easiest way. Is this a good check? This looks like a good check. If he plays bishop or rook to d3, I can take on c2. Check. Because the bishop is pinned. And now I've gotten all my pawns back plus 1. As all the c-pawns have fallen, as we predicted. Oh, this is not going to be fun for him. Okay, my rook is hanging, but we play here because we should be able to take on d3. If he goes queen, if he goes to king to e4, we have, okay, he goes up. I was going to say that we have knight f6 check. We also have some things happening on d3. In this position, though, we have queen c5 check. And then we're going to have knight f6 winning the queen. Is there a checkmate here? Let's just capture the queen and go from there. Oh, I forgot it was King of the Hill. You're right. Always forget it's King of the Hill. Okay, let's just attack the bishop. White doesn't really have any threats here, so let's just not drop all the material on the board. Yes, if this was King of the Hill, I would have lost. Check. See where the king runs to. Okay, just a discovered check. I was looking for a fancy checkmate, but didn't really see anything. No fun checkmates. But we're getting close to some. His king is attacking. Kind of. Cut the king off again. And we should be mating. Check. And checkmate. There we go. Now, did his king move out of the center before moving back in? Because I'm not sure if it counts as a new win if the king doesn't actually move out of the 4 center squares. I don't even know how many points that gives us. 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6, 50%. And we got 3 games left, so it's moving along pretty well. Where are our standings here? Ooh, the top guy lost, so there are 2 people at 5 out of 6 now. Someone at 4.5 out of 6, and there could be a 4.5 out of 6 here. White is winning. They're up by an exchange. And black is down on time, so I'm expecting white to convert this. Rook takes h6, looks good here. I guess he doesn't want to lose his g-pawn. So he's going to play a little defense first. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Now he loses the h-pawn also. He had rook h5 check. Oh, he's just going to go for the checkmate. Yep. Next move, rook h5 checkmate. All right, 1 on time. Nice little mate there. Even if the king takes the h3 pawn, it's checkmate. All right, Smyslov fan here on 2.5 points. Playing Marty. And we've got same colored bishop, same number of pawns, so Marty 310 is having a good game here. They're both under 20 seconds. And white has a passed pawn. And white's king is safer, so white has a passed pawn, yeah, and white's king is safer, so black is probably in trouble here. Even if it's technically drawn. But white has to figure out how to make progress. I'd probably look to push the b pawn at the right moment. Try and add some pressure. Yeah, like now might be a time to do it. Ooh, I'm not sure I like that move. Okay, it's on the rook. Does he see that his rook's in danger? He does. Okay, I would probably play b5 here. Nope, he's not going to. Uh-oh. Yeah, black's untangling a little bit here, actually. Oh, no. Did white push too hard? Yeah, I figured there was probably a free piece there at some point. Now black is the one that's up material. Up one pawn. Black is up a pawn, and he starts offering the draw. Yeah, white should be happy to get a draw out of that. But black should have kept playing. Alright, and now we have his opponent from last game, who he just called an engine. Let's see who we're playing here. Let's see what kind of information we can get here on Mr. Marty. Mr. Marty's been around for quite a while. I've played him before and won, actually. So I don't remember the first game, but I have played him before. Alright, so kind of a passive opening from black. He's trying to pressure e4. He's going to grab that pawn right away. We're going to let him have it. Okay, he goes all the way back. So let's look for some kingside pressure. It's kind of an open board. We've got a lead in development. Knight e5 do anything? Probably not. Just get the other rook towards the center. We closes off his bishop. Okay, we're definitely happy to see that. See if we can get some pressure over here on the king side still. Okay, does knight c6 do anything? I don't think so. So let's back up. Threatening h6. Okay, let's back this bishop up. Put some more pressure on h6. What kind of chocolate bar? Okay, well, let's see if he jumps into e4 or not. Yeah, he just takes the knight. So not a very exciting position. But what can we do with this rook lift? We still have more active pieces than he does. G5. What? G5. And F5? Okay, I guess we'll back up a little bit. We're on c7, which would fall with check. He guards that. Okay, we can get our pawn back here. Just gotta watch my back rank now. Don't know what that's about. Actually going to make sure this rook can get active again. Because I was a little bit worried about him pushing f4 and my rook not having a lot of squares. Check. Alright, let's go ahead and take c7 at this point. We're up a pawn. Our bishop isn't great. Let's keep his bishop from solidifying itself on e4. Where is his bishop going? I need to be careful that he doesn't get too much control over the e-file. Alright, we'll attack this pawn. We got less than a minute left. So we'll take the file back. Need to find a way to get my bishop more active here. I'm going to try and open things up a little bit. Though he can just push here. I guess that didn't really open up things how I wanted. It's not how I wanted to open things up. Alright, maybe I need to try and get my bishop to a3 and into the game. Okay, now we're in. Now we're in. We got ourselves a passed pawn. Now our king's going to come in. I think this is quite a nice position for us. We got the passed pawn. Even though it's opposite colored bishops, I think this should be quite good for us. Because our king is coming all the way in here. Now my king's going to run over here. And our pawn is nice. Yeah, this is a good opposite colored bishop endgame for sure. We'll take this guy. We'll take this guy. That did a lot. Okay, we're going to look to push another pawn. Alright, and he resigned. Good game. Good game, Marty. Yeah, just not a good end game. Lots of games left. That was pretty quick. And, yeah, we got a few games left. That was the end of round 7. I'm going to call that a stream. I got to go to the local chess club now. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Chess Chopin, for showing up and watching the stream. Thank you to everyone else that watched the stream and stopped by. Good luck to everyone that's still in the tournament. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Arena Kings. All right, have a good night. Good luck in your games. Withdraw. Don't want to get paired for next round.